back again. We're going to be having a wonderful show again. Welcome, it's your boy Jay, and we're here with a Yes Hour on Friday. So today we're going to keep this episode short, sweet, and simple, and to the point. I have some amazing reality recap that we're going to do this week, which is going to be coming up right next. And then we're also going to have a little bit of story time, because there's a topic that I want to talk to you guys about that has been touching me kind of dearly. And it kind of came up in a conversation today when I was having a good old ponderosa with my friends, and everyone had some varying opinions. So I want to know what you guys think and if it's really true. So go grab your cup of tea. Let's get ready to go, because we're going to start this brew because it's Friday and we got some things to do, okay? Alright peeps, we're back. So we're going to hop right into it. Here's my first show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's watch.
Hey ladies, thank you for coming to this event. I would like today to be a conversation and to be the example for you all to follow in speaking out about women's issues surrounding pregnancy. 6 years ago, I suffered from a miscarriage at home alone. It was something I really haven't spoken about openly to this extent. The point is, if I were to have talked about it to other women or, been more open, I would have realized that it is okay. It's about releasing all of that and having another woman tell you, I've been through this, I survived. And I'm willing to use my story to help other women. Everybody's got a story. Portia has invited you all to really share your story today. If you have the willingness to share,
I'll jump in. I found my forever mate, later in life, and I got the news that I didn't really have a lot of egg reserve, so that's why it was so hard. I've recently started talking about it, and I find that there's a lot of strength in being able to say that to other women.
Being a woman doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to have children.
We put pressure on ourselves, and I think it's just nice to be able to share this.
I nearly died having Brooklyn, and you should never shame another woman for not being able to have children, because those are things you cannot change.
I just appreciate this forum.
I wasn't going to speak.
speak a little louder for this side.
But you can talk louder than that,
I
Mama.
know, girl.
So,
Okay. Couple things that we need to point out here. First of all, Bravo is shady. Thank you, producers, because y'all always bring the shade in every moment, no matter what. So in that moment, loved it because of the sisterhood that we saw between the ladies. Amazing. But the shadiness came when Kenya started talking about shaming another woman. Then we saw the camera zoom in on Nene, and then we saw the camera zoom in on Marlo. Pay attention, y'all, because Bravo was very cinematic with what they do. They project these emotions without even having to say a thing. And y'all need to get it too with it, because they are shady and we love it. Yeah! Kudos to you, Bravo. Really good job there. The next show that we have in the docket is one of my favorites, Vanderpump Rules. So let's watch. Because I'm obsessed, okay? Let's watch it. Here's my favorite team, and then we're discussing.
Who's going to officiate our wedding? Tom wants to do it.
I'll do it. Stacy, this actually quite suits you. Thank you. Dearly beloved, I don't know anything about Mary's beau.
Hey, Bo, what's going on? I want to get your permission to propose to Stassi.
They really, really hurt my feelings, and I can't take fighting with my now ex-2 best friends. Happy wedding.
To see more of Vanderpump Rules, go to bravotv.com.
Shocking. The closing of this episode was my favorite part. The reason being, we're letting this drama with Kristen, Katie, and Stassi flow on way too long. It's lingering all season long. It's irritating. We already know that they don't like the girl. She ain't invited to the wedding. Sorry, girl, you ain't going. And they don't want to be your damn friend no more. So what's not to get? Kristen, I need you to stand up on your own 2 feet, honey. Woman up. You have other friends. Sheena is one of your friends. Build a new friendship. There are so many other people. And first of all, you need to get connected with yourself, because if I see Carter in one more of your damn scenes and you making up with him and you drinking all this alcohol, no. Honey, you need to have a moment with Jesus. Step away from the alcohol for a moment, because it's really not helping you. And literally go bond with yourself. Part that I want to say a special yes to, and this was like my favorite part of the show, was Katie telling up Tom and speaking her opinion on the fact that the prank that they pulled on Tom Sandoval was not okay. They put him in the back of a squad car, if you didn't see the episode, and it was Jax and whatever that man's, the big man's name is, Rando's his name, sorry y'all. But Rando's name, Rando and Jax were pranking Tom back again for Tom getting Jax. And they came up with these fake cops and put him in the back of a squad car. And Katie spoke up on the situation and said, oh no, I don't think it's funny with the social climate that we're in. Kudos to you, Katie, for being socially conscious while the rest of your castmates are not. Because everybody looked at her and was like, I thought it was funny. No, honey, you think it's funny because you've never experienced it. You've never been through it, you don't understand, and clearly you're not aware of what's happening in the world if you don't see that people of color are being put in the back of squad cars and abused and enduring police brutality in certain situations without even provoking officers. So I need you to pick up a book, pick up a computer, and go look it up and understand where Katie's coming from. And for Tom to react the way that he did irritated the hell out of me, and for there to be no resolve to it irritates me. Let's keep it moving because I'm so over it. We're gonna go to my other favorite show. It's on MTV. It's called The Challenge. So we're gonna watch my favorite scene from this episode because there's like 2 parts, but I'm gonna play one part for you guys. I'm gonna talk about that part. So let's watch it.
So it's obviously no secret that most people think I'm the weakest one, but I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing.
Jen is giving her speech and she called herself weak. I mean, who calls himself weak? Even if you are, don't let them know you are.
I feel like I'm like a stock or an investment. When you're running a final, wouldn't you rather beat me and win $1 million than beat all your other friends? It's also my rookie season. Everyone's experienced their rookie season.
Jen gives arguably one of the worst speeches in nomination history. Obviously, because Wes wrote it. Jen would have been better off if she acted naive and was humble.
More than likely, if I'm thrown in and voted in now, Tribunal is going to pick one of you super strong ladies to go against me. And I just feel like it should be rookie to rookie and not me against someone.
Get up, Jen, come on!
This poor girl. I don't know who gave her the speech, but she messed it up.
My rookie season.
Girl, the way that they treated her. Girl, the way that they treated her was so wrong. So wrong, but so true. She gave like the worst speech ever, and I can't. Like, Jen, did you not watch the previous seasons of The Challenge, hon? Did you not educate yourself before you came here? Did you not know how to play the game? Because right there, you... But we're gonna keep it moving because we have lots to cover today. Let's go into my final reality recap. And it's not really a recap because it happened already, but we have to watch it because I need for us all to watch it together because it's really funny. So let's watch Kim stop hoarding. Okay, let's go because we're gonna discuss it. Okay, let's watch.
Stop. Stop it. Stick your nails in me. You guys, stop. Courtney. You guys, stop it. Don't do that to each other. Are you guys okay? What on earth? 1 minute they're laughing, the next minute they're slapping each other. Like, what the is happening? This is crazy. War. I can't believe this has gone this far for them to physically assault one another. That's so just, we don't treat sisters like that. Courtney, why would you slap her like that? You both did it, but no, don't only come to me. You're the only one here. I was your reaction violence. Why were you about to hit me?
you.
pointing your finger like this at me.
I'll
Calm
point my
down.
finger. You shut the up.
Courtney, if I hit you, you would be knocked the out.
Good. Do it.
I don't resort to violence. You're crazy.
Look, she with me for too long. I'm not gonna hear it anymore.
Bruh. My favorite part of that scene still remains the same. I'm sorry, I have to put this in there because I have to speak on it. Was the fact that Courtney slapped him so hard that her makeup is on the wall, G. Did you not see that? Like her, she shatter. It was, girl, you felt the connection that way. Okay, and where we at? Oh shoot, sorry. We're going a little crazy here. So, one time discussion that I want to have. Here's a little context. So me and my friends are having a good old conversation. Those of you who are watching, you know who you are. Sorry to interrupt, we're gonna talk about this, but it was such a good conversation. I was like, I can't just not talk about it because one of my friends, he's very long-winded, but he always gets his opinion out there, let me tell you, and he has a strong opinion, and I respect him for it. And on this subject, we just had to agree to disagree, and it was the subject of cultural appropriation. So one of my friends, we had a group call. Girl, first of all, side note, let me tell you, honey, we had a group call, and it was like taking me back to circa high school, because we're not going to age ourselves. And honey, when I tell you, our group calls be lit, it be lit. Like, they go for like 3-4 hours, and those are the moments with this quarantine that just keep me going, because you laugh, you share your opinion, and all while bonding, and it is something, again, something I'm thankful for this season, because with all of this happening, we've all had to set our asses down, we've all become equal, and we really had to take the time to connect with those people that we really want to, and show the love to the people that we really want to. And during this time, I found some friends that I didn't even know were friends, to be completely honest, and people that I can trust in a whole new light. So check up on your loved ones, like the people that you truly care about in those relationships that you care about. Check up on them, whether it's a text saying, hey, thinking about you, hope that you're okay. Hey, hope that you're doing fine. It's those simple things that really make the difference and show that you were putting that effort in there. If you can't, then that's fine. Reach out to somebody else. If you're not in a good place, like, we understand, but make sure that you're reaching out to people, because these are trying times, people. Everyone's not always strong. It's okay to not be strong. So yeah, you never know what people are going through. So you never know whether a hey, just thinking about you wants to make sure that you're okay, would you? And I know everyone's sending out their peace and blessings, little generic messages on Facebook and on Instagram, but the connection of a phone call and a text message go longer and further. Just saying. So back to the story. So we're on the conversation, and one of my friends, she sent this message to us on Instagram. And she's like, did I see the clip? And then my friend goes off because it's talking about cultural appropriation and how the Kardashians can wear something and it's like great, but if you see a black girl doing it, then it's called ghetto. But if a Kardashian does it, then it's called fashion. And one thing that came up during the conversation was like box braids. And my friend, he was going on and he was like in his dissertation tab, because he goes into these dissertations, like he's writing his thesis, his final college thesis. It was like these 40 pages of him just spilling his guts out and his soliloquy, and I just don't have time for it. It's a lot. I'm just like, there we go. But, you know, I listen to him, but I really do. But throughout the conversation, he was like, oh, it depends on how you wear it and how you style it. Like, if you're doing box braids and your stuff is like all messed up, then you can't get mad at Kim, who goes to the shop and has it all nice and neat and tight, and then she wears her hoop earrings and it's all nice and neat, and she dresses it up, and most of the time she even has on like a lace front. It's not even like her real hair that's braided, And y'all can't compare the two because the one is ghetto. I don't think he said ghetto, but he said something to the extent, and it just threw me for a loop. Like, no, sorry. And he was just saying, y'all need to stop putting race and stuff into it. No, cultural appropriation is a thing. Now, I don't care how you do it because there have been multiple African American women who come out with these amazing box braids, these cornrows, that if seen on them would be called ghetto because their color of their skin and the pigment in their skin. Now, Kim Kardashian does it, and it's like, oh, yes, queen, guys, gorgeous, I'm loving it. And then it becomes a fashion trend, like Bantu knots. Like, no, it became a thing once it was put on someone, showed up on a runway. I forgot exactly where it came up. But it showed up on a runway, but someone tried to take credit for it, and it was like, no, honey, that's an African hairstyle that has been passed on from tradition to tradition, so do not play. Now, it's the same thing when it kind of comes to dressing, and this is where it really threw me off. Like, oh, let's say someone has on a sweatsuit, and they put it on with some sneakers, and then the next person comes in and puts it on with some Uggs, and they put it on like with a leather jacket. What's the difference? Like, the person on the other hand was like, the Uggs is gonna look different than the person with the gym shoes. Like, sorry, there's like, it's still the same piece. Like, if you're talking about pieces and things of that sort, like the person, you make the style, you make what it is. I don't care what it is. If the piece is hot, the piece is hot. If the braids are gorgeous, the braids are gorgeous. If the hairstyle is gorgeous, the hairstyle is gorgeous. If the jewelry is gorgeous, it's gorgeous. It shouldn't matter who's wearing it and for it to become something that's popular. Now, we live in that world where it does happen all the time. And so cultural appropriation to me is a thing. And it's something that people don't want to acknowledge, but it's obviously there. And for someone to be called ghetto on something that someone else is wearing, literally almost similarly in the same fashion, and then they get called, oh, that's fashionable because they're a celebrity and they're of fair skin, and someone that has pigment in their skin is wearing something and it's called ghetto. Like, no, sorry, honey. Like, we have to acknowledge the fact that that does exist. Now, when you see people taking credit for like hairstyles that are clearly African hairstyles that have already been invented, like, no, clear sign, there's cultural appropriation happening. And so I think it's a conversation that we all need to have. Like, we need to be more socially, I think not socially conscious, but we need to be aware of the way that we say things and the way that we arrange things. Like, not to say like Kim can't wear box braids, but like, don't pretend like you're the first person in America to wear box braids, honey, when you're not. I think giving credit where credit is due, when we overlook certain people, then we say that that's okay. And that's where we make the mistake, is allowing people to say that that's okay, to overlook the original culture that came up with something, whether it be Caucasian, Black, whatever it is. Don't not say something, because when you're not speaking up for that other culture, you are taking all this credit and yeah, girl, I came up with this tree and all this and that. You not speaking is you speaking. So speak up and say something, girl. You got a voice and use it. You got a big ass voice, first of all. Sorry, Mom, I'm cursing. But it's something I think it's just crazy, and I just have to speak on it because I was like, okay, this would make a great story time for us. But I don't know where my little country house came from, but Lord Jesus help me, because I've been around people that are from the South too much. We talk too much, but it's okay. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, because I really want to know what you guys think. Is cultural appropriation still a thing, or is that just in my head? And I'm like way too... Actually, no, because I'm not going to say that about myself. I can't be way too relaxed. There's not such a thing. Like, it's okay to be proud of who you are. And I'm proud to be Black. Okay? I'm proud of the color of my skin, nor do I want to ever conform to trying to be like another color. Like, for people to say that color, race shouldn't play a part, you're being ignorant. In my opinion, being ignorant. Because to understand that race always plays a part, which it shouldn't, but it does, that's the world that we live in, then we start to acknowledge the problem and start to build upon it. We start to have open and honest conversations. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Yes! We're starting to have open and honest conversations that lead to a shift in how we think and a shift in how we move forward and a shift to how we get over the problems. For us not to converse about it and to think, oh no, I can't say this because it may offend somebody. Sorry. The truth only hurts you when you step out of line. Okay? Yes, hold on, I got that from Kay. Thank you, Kay Michelle Girl, because that quote sticks with me all the time. The truth only steps on your toes when you step out of line. And that's the truth, okay? So drink that tea. And if you got something to say for me, come for me in the comments, because I don't care. We can go back and forth, boo. I got all day, because I'm on lockdown like you is, so we can talk about it. Hit me on the phone. Let me stop. Okay, I'm getting way too ignorant because I'm getting excited because it gets me excited to talk about these things because they're things that matter and they're things that make a difference. So, thank you again for tuning in. This is another Yes Hour for Jay. And I want to do another huge yes to all of my people on the front lines. Every single one of you that's working in the grocery stores, all of our educators, every single person that is working and that is just living and that woke up this morning and pushed forward and continues to live their life and helping stop the spread of COVID-19. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whether you're staying in your house, whether you're a frontliner, whether you're an educator working from home, still to educate our children in America, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. This yes is for you. We shall get through this together. Hashtag alone together. I like the hashtag, it's cute. But stay tuned. We'll be back next week with another reality recap and another story because we have stories for days. Side note to my girl Priscilla, if you don't get your video up, we're gonna have a problem. And that's from me to you. And I did it in the video because I'm calling you out. Okay, love you. Let's have fun, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.